We are back for Track versus Track for more Beatles fun. If it's just Matt and I, we're gonna talk about the lovely lads from Liverpool. This time, two soundtracks, not song tracks, soundtracks, Parlaphone versions of Hard Day's Night and Help. Anything you need to add, Matt?
Two great albums. I think probably one of the most underrated albums. I know it's a personal favorite.
One of my favorites. Yep.
And this is my favorite of the early Beatles albums. So this is really going to be, I think, a photo finish.
This will be a tough one. I do prefer the movie Hard Day's Night. Oh, certainly. Yeah. Certainly. Not that that's what we're here to discuss. But which one do you want to do, Matt?
I will do A Hard Day's Night.
All right. Excellent. Because I wanted to do Help. And as you know, the first track from Help. Is the first track from Hard Day's Night. Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, they both kick off with the song that is the same as the album's title. So
already hard. But I have to go with Hard Day's Night. Have to go with A Hard Day's Night. I love Help. It might be one of my favorites, but clang. That's all I can say. You're a Help man?
Yep.
Yeah.
Two great John Lennon tracks, but yeah, Help, I think, is just such a fantastic song. John actually was upset with it, said it many times, many interviews, that he wished it had been a slower tempo because that's how he envisioned it. And then, of course, it was covered by Mach 1 Deep Purple in that slow tempo in like the late 60s. And it's pretty cool to hear, actually, the slower tempo version of Help. But he thought it was a little too poppy sounding, kind of like in that movie, That Thing You Do, when it's originally supposed to be kind of a slower paced song and then they speed it up.
Love that movie, by the way. Better than Help, I would say. All right. What's track 2 on A Hard Day's Night?
It is I Should Have Known Better, and that's going up against The Night Before.
Night Before. Ooh, The Night Before. I should know better. This is tough, because I already gave one to Hard Day's Night, and I've said Help is my favorite, one of my favorites. I don't know if I can justify giving it to The Night Before. So I'm going again with A Hard Day's Night. How about you, Matthew?
I agree with you. The Night Before, for whatever reason, it's pleasant, but it doesn't have anything that really stands out to me. Doesn't have anything that I really love about it. Whereas I Should Have Known Better. It's like, I think I said this when we did Hard Day's Night. It's actually got a harmonica part that I like, and I usually just despise having the harmonica. So love that John vocal, that bridge. And when I tell you that I love you, that bridge is so killer on that song.
Track 3 on Help is Hey, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. A track I like. I have a feeling where it's going to go here, though. Hard Day's Night?
Well, this is the most controversial track, I think. And other than Babies in Black, this is the one that we've had drama with. This is If I Fell off of A Hard Day's Night.
Well, I'm going with Help. I really like You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. I know we've gone back and forth on the other one, but this is one of the reasons I like Help is You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. And I assume you're the same then?
Well, I did a top 25 Beatles songs of all time, and I was trying to represent pretty much their entire, lifespan. So I actually had If I Fell as a representative from the early Beatles. I did not have You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. So based on that, if I follow my top 25 Beatles songs of all time, I have to go Hard Day's Night. But I think I'm going to switch right now because I feel like you've made me question my love for If I Fell because you said it's so cheesy and stuff. And I agree.
But you love what you love. You love what you love.
But I love You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, too. And I think right now, based on how I'm feeling, I think I prefer that. I think it's a better song, too.
Okay. What is the next track on Hard Day's Night?
I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, that George lead.
And we have I Need You, a George song on Help. Oh, man. They knew it. They knew it back in the... They knew that someday two young Americans would be discussing George tracks. Or
You
am I?
realize how much I need you.
Oh,
Bum,
damn,
bum.
damn.
It's
Okay,
got that
never
kind of
mind.
delayed chord.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
What's the Hard Day's Night track again?
Before this dance is through, I think I love you too. I'm so happy just to dance with you.
But he didn't write that.
No, he didn't. He just sings lead on that, but he does write. He did write and sing "I Need You." I can get the ball rolling here. I'm gonna
I
go.
could go either way. That's why I'm hemming.
I like "I Need You" well enough. Don't love it. I don't really like "I'm Happy Just to Dance with You." I think it's cheesy. It's why they gave it to George. You know, it's like this was their
Yeah.
first album where they penned all the songs. They're like, "What's the crappiest song on here?" Oh, we'll give it to George. Because Ringo doesn't actually sing any songs on.
He doesn't even get a This Boy.
No.
Or, yeah.
So I'm going with "I Need You" off of Help. Go with Help.
Yeah, I'm still hemming and hawing, but I think I did say Hard Days, so I'll go with that one. Though I think I'm wrong. Another Girl is the next track on Help. What is it against on Hard Days Night?
And I Love Her. Paul McCartney, kind of a Latin tinged tune, which I have mixed feelings about.
Yeah, we talked about the production before. I don't know if we've talked much about Another Girl. It's a fine rocker. It's a McCartney track. And I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Help there. Certainly because I've not been picking enough Help tracks, and I like that song. You?
Well, Another Girl kind of reminds me of like The Night Before. Both Paul songs, both
Yeah.
good enough. I don't find there's anything particular about them that I really like.
They're doubles.
Right, they are twin songs, really. And I Love Her. If we strip off that kind of
Bum, bum, bum.
Latin thing, if we're just basing it on the song, I actually think it's a better song. I think there's
Yeah.
more involved in it. I think there was more time thought like in developing that song. So I'm going to go with Hard Day's Night.
Okay.
That's close.
I would warn anyone who actually watches these, do not look for consistency from this guy.
Or me.
I'm just like, yeah. All right, what is track 6?
It's the Tell Me Why, as I've referred to it. I got to do it for the third time. The Butt song.
The butt song. You're going to lose that girl. Lose that girl. I'm not going to try and sing it, and I think I turned to Jim Carrey there for a second, and I'm going to go with You're Going to Lose Her, that girl. Is that Jim Carrey? What is that from?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, right?
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what he was going for.
Yeah, John's got great vocals on "You're Going to Lose That Girl." Tell Me Why is just kind of a gang chorus type of song. There's nothing bad about it. It's fine, but "You're Going to Lose That Girl" I think is a little special. Yeah, definitely going to go with that.
All right. I think you're going to go with track 7 on Help too, though I don't remember what Hard Day's Night is. Ticket to Ride. My Baby Donkey.
Yeah, we're closing out side 1 for both of these albums, and
Okay.
7 is "Can't Buy Me Love." I mean,
Which you don't love.
Which I don't really love. Yeah, I mean, I like it better than 8 Days a Week off of Beatles for Sale. But
Yeah.
if you take the 3 songs, I put these 3 songs in like the same basket. "Can't Buy Me Love," 8 Days a Week, and "All My Lovin'," and they actually are on the second, third, and fourth album respectively. And I think "All My Lovin' is the better of the 3. They all have that walking bass line. I'm going to give it to "Ticket to Ride"
Same here.
probably one of my favorite mid-period Beatles songs, and I'm going to give Ringo some love here because his drumming is fantastic on this song.
That's the one I think I was trying to remember you actually convincing me or reminding me that it was a great song when I dismissed it on an earlier one. So we're at the halfway point on Help. Same with Hard Day's Night closing out side A. So quick score. I have Help 4-3, and you have...
I have
Damn
five for Help, 2 for Hard Day's Night. Yeah, the only 2 I've given is I Should Have Known Better and I Love Her.
Good. All right. All right. Opening it up, side 2 on Hard Day's Night is...
Anytime at all.
Yeah, it's gonna be an easy one. It's Act Naturally, the Ringo track, which I like. I like it, but it's not Anytime at all. Anytime at all.
Yep.
I'll be there. There
Definitely.
we go. It's Only Love side is the second track on side 2.
Yep. That's going up against I'll Cry Instead. I got every reason on earth to be mad. Not a great song. It's Only Love is fantastic. And we were talking before we went on air that in the United States, that was the opening of side 2 for Rubber Soul on the Capitol label. Great song. I get by when I see you go by. My, oh my. Yeah, great John track.
Next on Help is a George track, You Like Me Too Much. Give me a reason to not give it to Georgie boy.
I think it's a real dark horse song, one that people don't talk about very often.
George is the dark horse, though.
That is true. That is true. Paul song, Things We Said Today.
Yeah, I like that song. I like that song better than You Like Me Too Much.
Yep.
So sure. That's easy for me.
Me too.
Days.
Yep. We're step to step here on the second side.
What is the next track on Hard Day's Night?
A John song, When I Get Home, Love Her Till the Cows Come Home.
Yeah. Tell Me What You See. What You See Is Me, if I remember right. Is that the twist?
Tell me what you see, da-da, think I'm calling. Tell me what you see. Bum, 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 bum. It's got like a kind of a flamenco type of like Spanish feel to it, which I'm not a big fan of when they do that.
And what was it again on Hard Day's Night?
When I Get Home, I'll kick it off. I
don't
really like either of these songs, to be honest with you. I'm gonna give it to When I Get Home because it's just a little bit more upbeat. Tell Me What You See is like the most obscure, like pointless, boring song. It's not bad. It's just there's nothing going on with it. It's just like a throwaway Paul song. And then When I Get Home, I don't know. There's just better energy to it. I'm going to give it to that. Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, I know we've ragged on that song in the past, but it is a better song. So I hate to stay in lockstep because it just seems like I'm following the leader, but that is what we're doing. I can say for my sake, though, I am definitely going with Help. I don't care what is on a Hard Day's Night because I've Just Seen a Face, one of my favorite all-time Beatles tracks. But tell me it's something that makes it easy.
Well, I think it's a fine song. You Can't Do That. Oh. I got something to say that might cause you pain. I dig this song a lot. But
I like that song, too.
But I've Just Seen a Face. Yeah, I mean, that opened up Rubber Soul, the Capitol. That's the opener to side 1. So that and It's Only Love are the two that are on the U.S. Rubber Soul. And yeah, probably my favorite song in the album, actually. One of them.
All right, what's the next track on Hard Day's Night?
All right, and I should say the last song on Hard Day's Night, we're going to add Ringo's theme as the 14th, but this is I'll Be Back, which you would hear at the end of the documentary series after each episode, the anthology. You know, if you break my heart, I'll go.
Oh, and I know, I know where you're going to go, too. It's Yesterday on Help, and I'm going to go with Yesterday. But Matt is going to go with I'll Be Back, which is a good song. Great song. Am I right? I'm right.
Yeah, it is a great song. I don't think it wouldn't make my top 5, though, I don't think. I'm going to go with Yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
okay. You're not a hater. It was just up against some tough stuff earlier.
Right. Yep.
Now, it's funny that we tagged on Ringo's theme, This Boy, the instrumental, George Martin, not a Beatles track. It's against a cover, technically not a Beatles track either, except for they perform it, Dizzy Miss Lizzy, which is one of the better, I would say, John vocal covers. It's up there with, it's not quite Twist and Shout, but he gives it a little bit of that in his throat. So I like Dizzy Miss Lizzy. So that's where I'm gonna go, though. But if you didn't like it, This Boy is a good song too, I guess.
Yeah. This Boy, if that was the song we're talking about, the John Lennon lead, it would completely destroy Dizzy Miss Lizzy. But yeah, it's just a George Martin orchestration, incidental music. I'm gonna give it to Dizzy Miss Lizzy, as much as I think that's just a worthless, lazy cover. But I mean.
I think it's an okay cover. So final count, Help wins both of ours. Mine was 8-6, and yours was 9-6. to 5. You're doing the dolly. Doing the dolly. We kind of knew it would go this way, but again, Hard Day's Night, better movie. You can live with that. All right, we'll be back with more Beatles in a bit. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands because I don't have props. I'm a windsock.